Okay, we are up getting ready for day 2. It's a misty morning. In fact, when I woke up this morning around 6 or so to go to the restroom, you couldn't hardly see in front of you. I walked about 20 yards out into the woods, turned around, you couldn't even see the tent site. So luckily it's starting to clear up a little bit, but it's still some heavy fog. Everything's kind of wet. It dripped on the tent. You can kind of see the drops above me all night long. I was hoping it wasn't rain. It was just kind of this really heavy dew. So when you get up this morning and put your clothes on, everything's kind of cold and damp. But anyway, we're getting ready to cook. I'll turn the camera around and show you. I'm making some cheesy grits this morning. Set up under the tarp here. Got my bear vault, just using that as a stand to do my cooking. I've got my cheesy grits here that we're gonna add some water to have it. I got my lunch all set out already, got my coffee ready to go. We got Matt over here sitting on the ground. He's preparing his food this morning. And then we're gonna, hopefully after we eat, kind of get going, take everything down, and then assess the day. We got a lot of downhill today with about 1,000 foot uphill at the end of the day. So it should be a little easier than yesterday. We're actually heading out this morning. Temperatures are pretty good. It's about 9 o'clock or so. You can see it's still a little bit foggy. Matt just ran down to the water, finished getting all his water. There's our bear box that we use to put our food in at night. One thing though I do note is when I was creating the video last night for day 1, I noticed that I say okay a lot. So I'm going to try to stop that. When I start the videos, I always say okay and did it. Another thing I noticed is I always say beautiful tons of times. And I know some of you guys out there listening are probably counting how many times did he say that. But really it is so beautiful. It's hard to explain. You know, you're out in God's creation with very little interaction from man. And just the details and as I'm walking now and all these little white flowers on the ground, it's just, all these details are just absolutely beautiful that are out here on the side of a mountain where really no one can see, except for us. We're having to walk through, but just the detail that's here in God's creation is amazing. But I'll try not to say beautiful as much. But we do have all these other little flowers here. Let's see if I can show them to you. Really neat. I saw them last night walking around. Had these little kind of almost like pinwheel things on them. Some kind of weed, but they're a beautiful. I'm sorry. They sure are a nice looking weed. So I'll do my best, but unfortunately, that's about the only good adjective I know to describe what we're seeing out here. So I'm going to hang out here and wait for Matt. We are now hiking on the Appalachian Trail. This is our first day on the official Appalachian Trail. As you can see, it's all misty this morning. It kind of makes for a surrealistic view. Matt and I were just talking about how it makes for great pictures with all the smoke and mist and all that through the woods. Of course, it definitely cuts down your views. Even if you had an opening, you wouldn't be able to see the surrounding mountains. We're just going down these rocks. Most of our day, at least here at the beginning, probably half the day is going to be kind of downhill, which is nice. Gives us a chance to rest. But I was telling Matt this morning, when I got up at 6 o'clock and went out, boy, my thighs were just burning and they were killing me. But now they feel great. They don't really have much soreness at all, just a little tiredness. Shoulders are a little tired from the straps being pulled tight against them. But other than that, we're doing pretty good today. As we start off our first day on the Appalachian Trail, but our second day of hiking. Hopefully you guys can hear the birds chirping this morning. just nice and peaceful and kind of surreal. Say with all the rock formations and everything. All right. Yeah, it's almost bad as okay, I guess, when you think about it. It started off with all right, but it's a nice flat part of the trail. I thought I'd video a little bit of this going through. It's a nice, easy walk. Matt and I were thinking, boy, it'd be nice if the whole trail was like this, but then you miss the top of the mountains and seeing the beautiful views. So it's you know, you gotta have, yeah, that's right, Matt. That's one I use beautiful again. But you know, you got to take some of the pain to get to some of those views. But this is nice. It's a nice, easy walk for our morning. Get us back into this. I say it's still a little foggy. I think it's lifting a little bit, but it's still foggy. I'd give it a few more hours and it should lift. Let me turn you around real quick. Here we are. There's Matt behind me. You can see him. Oh, turn that way. There he is. As we're walking through, so you can see us sometimes. I don't like seeing myself in the camera, so I like to face forward when I film. But anyway, we're just continuing our morning hike. Hopefully you guys can hear all those birds. There's the blazes. There's a double blaze. And to be honest, I can't remember. I think it's because we're coming up on another trail up here is why it has a double blaze. But now we're seeing the white blazes, where yesterday we saw the blue blazes because they were the approach trail to the Appalachian Trail. And I see a sign up here. Yeah, this is the Benton McKay Trail. So that's where it was kind of crossing right here. You can see it'll show the Benton McKay, which actually I think runs over West Georgia, past like Ellijay, Blue Ridge, over further than that, and joins up with the Appalachian. And then you'll see the sign there for the Appalachian Trail this way. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's got a diamond on the tree for the Benton McKay Trail. So the trail seems to be pretty well marked. If you do get off of it, you can just kind of look around for those white blazes, which there's actually one coming up around the corner up here. You can see it there on the tree. I'm gonna do this for my wife. She'll know what it means. Okay. As we continue this nice luxury stroll through these paths that are so easy, just giving us a rest before the big 1,000-foot climb, probably after lunch. All right, we're coming across this little small creek here. It runs alongside of the trail. It kind of makes a nice little just babbling creek sound. I don't know if you guys can really hear it as we kind of walk through here, but it just kind of gives you this nice little peaceful babbling brook sound. And it looks like we are coming up on our first water crossing on the Appalachian Trail. We went across a bridge yesterday, but this is the first time we get to cross water here. So let me get across and we'll get a picture of Matt coming across. here we have Matt coming across. Did it. All right, coming up on another water crossing. This one has a little bit of a bridge and then a little bit of actually walking across the water.
This rock's loose.
Yeah, I saw that when I went across first time. We are continuing down the trail. A lot of the fog from this morning is burned off. The sun's come out. Of course, we're way down the hill. We've been going down all day. And as we hike down, it just kind of gets greener and greener and greener as you get lower. We were up about 3,000 feet last night when we were sleeping. And there wasn't near as much of the growth, near as much green up there where we were camping out. So as we get down here, it almost gets tropical in appearance. Looks like we got another little bridge or something coming up. It could just be some a little marshy area that they put some planks down to help you get over. We'll see. No, it looks like a little bridge. Looks like a log that was cut, and they cut a bunch of little cross sections across to give a little bit of tread and built a little wall there so we could hike over it. As we continue on up through the rhododendron, it's like a green canopy all the way across the path. We've been going through these for the last 2 days. All the trees that fall across. If it's a low tree, like you see one coming up here, they'll come through and cut it and lay it off to the side. Again, birds just a chirping. They've been singing to us the entire day as we hiked. And we've been hiking along streams all day, which has really been nice. You just hear that babbling brook. It's kind of relaxing. It makes for a real nice day to hike. Some of these pine trees, I don't know if you guys can see it and really see the size of these things, but they are massive. I would probably say some of these are coming close to 4 feet in diameter. Especially that one right there in front of us, it looks so big. You know, maybe 3.5 feet, but they're quite large. We have definitely started our ascent for the day. As we're starting to go uphill, we're coming up to a fork. This is Long Creek Falls. So we're going to walk out to the falls, take off our packs, rest a little bit, eat some lunch because the rest of the day is pretty much uphill. So we're gonna head back this way. We got Blue Blazes because it's a side trail, and I think it's only about a quarter of a mile back here till we get to the falls, so it's not too bad, not too far. And from the videos I've seen, it's a real pretty sight. So I will turn you guys back on when we get to the falls. You can start to hear the water, so we are getting close. Oh, there we go. Matt's up ahead of me. Excuse me. And there is Long Creek Falls. Added a little bit too much water to my rice and beans, so it's more like a Mexican soup. It's still really tasty though, just a little bit watery, but it's a nice little lunch. All right, we just finished one hill, and it was a big hill. Left the falls and just basically started ascending and going up a hill. I was thinking the hill was going to beat me, but we stuck it out and made it all the way up. Now I hope it's going to be just kind of some downhill and around to get us to the Hawk Mountain shelter where we're going to spend the night. We just had a hiker pass us, and we're asking about Sassafras, because that's another mountain that's supposed to be a pretty rough one. And he says it's up ahead after Hawk, so it looks like maybe tomorrow. We'll have to look and see. Talk to y'all later. Okay, we made it to Hawk Mountain Shelter. I'm going to set up my tent. Let me turn the camera around and kind of show you what's here. Matt's going to be setting up his tent right over there, other side of those trees. We had the actual shelter there where they got a bench and a bunch of people are setting up their stuff on that side over there. I'm heading down to get some water. We just finished cooking. It was just a lot of people. I think there's like 12 to 15 tents at this site. So there's just a lot of people, a lot of things going on. We're there eating with everybody, so I just hadn't filmed a lot. Had me some mashed potatoes with cheese tonight, with some bacon and chicken. It was actually really good. And a little tiramisu for dessert. So like I said, I'm heading down to the creek so I can fill my water up, filter me some more water, because I am out. Then we're going to kind of pack up, and hopefully the sun will go down soon and we can go to bed. It's just been a long day, and I say my legs are sore. Hopefully tomorrow they'll be better, but it's a workout. It's one of the harder things I've done, but it is a lot of fun. I'm so glad we were able to come do this. So anyway, let me turn the camera around. Here is the creek where we will then get our water out of. And once we get our water, we filter it, and it is ready to go. I'll grab me about 2 liters of water real quick. Okay, I now have about, not quite 2 liters of water from the creek. And I'll take this back up, put a filter on it, and filter it into our drinking bottles. Luckily, this water looks clean. We went to the falls and got water today too, and it really looked clean. Last couple nights have been kind of muddy, so the water's been dirty. But the filter filters all that out, and it looks great when you put it in your drinking bottles. So anyway, heading back up to camp. Getting ready to end another day of hiking. It's about 7 o'clock or so at night. Just kind of waiting for it to get dark. I'm going to start working on video edits for today's hike. I'd say it was a great hike. Really enjoyed it. First part of the day was all downhill, relaxing. Then we had a little bit of a hill at the end. Tried our muscles a lot, tired our legs a lot. Tomorrow we've got a pretty big mountain. I think we're going over Sassafras Mountain tomorrow, which is pretty straight up and strenuous. So we'll just have to take it slow and easy. And then we have another day that's got some pretty good peaks. And then the last day we're going to go over Blood Mountain. So we've got some big mountains ahead of us the next few days before we end it. But so far, like I said, having a great time. Wouldn't trade it for anything, but it is challenging. It pushes you to your limits. So anyway, getting ready to go to bed, edit some videos. So we will see you guys tomorrow on the trail.